We're hoping it doesn't rain because the boys need to get the rest of the roof off today, and we've got to get down to floor level.
The storm clouds have hung around for several days, disrupting a house demolition on the Sunshine Coast. With the owner's builder waiting to take control of the site, Penelope and her crew are feeling the heavy burden of meeting his time constraints.
They've all agreed to work the weekend to get the floor up, so that puts the project back on track.
A sacrifice that thankfully won't blow Penelope's budget. The long sheets of roofing iron aren't the only oversized item to be recycled on this job.
They're 9 metre lengths of timber that the boys are taking out now, so definitely worth saving. Beautiful hardwood.
It's unusual to find this length of timber, and each one is worth $100 in resale value. That's a windfall of more than $2,000 just for these top-story timbers.
The biggest challenge is the logistics, like the boys are trying to lift down 9 metre beams. We've got neighbours either side, so they've actually got no room to just lift it down. So they've got to get halfway down, turn it sideways, get it through the other roof timbers, then bring it out here, then put it across here, because we can't get a truck in yet, because the skip's in the way.
It's not just the lack of space causing some concerns. Penelope is constantly keeping an eye on the sky, which fluctuates between clear and cloudy.
I was worried we weren't going to get the roof off. The boys have achieved that. So we get the roofing timbers out and drop the walls. We're a bit committed now because once we take the roofing timbers out, there's nothing holding the walls together. So we're going to get to a certain point there and have to call whether we keep going or we just shore it up for the day. Obviously, we need to keep going.
Piece by piece, the building is being pulled apart as the team smashes through this beach house demolition. But the more the Thunderbird crew takes away, the less that's left to keep the structure stable.
Oh, look, it's quite precarious. We've got most of the glass out, which eliminates that risk. But there's not a lot of timbers along the front of the structure where all the glass was. So it only takes a fixing or two there to let go. And yeah, the walls will fold in on themselves. So the boys need to have, you know, their brains switched on at this point in time because she is wobbly.
With multi-million-dollar mansions around them, any miscalculation could be very costly.
It's always a bit chaotic when we drop the walls. It has to be done very succinctly. We've got to be careful that bits don't fly off in the wrong direction, so everybody's got to work as a team, which they've done today, which is brilliant.
The team from Thunderbird Demolition are pushing ahead with a job on the Sunshine Coast, trying to make up for time lost to wet weather. With only the smallest of encouragement, the structure is now collapsing like a house of cards. Leaving Penelope to focus on the next part of the demo.
We're going to salvage the timber floor. It's really quite a beautiful timber floor, so that'll be good.
Each plank needs to be plucked up carefully.
So the guys have absolutely smashed it today. They've worked so hard. We're down to floor level, which is our goal for today. And they've already got half the floor up, which is going to make for an easier day for them tomorrow, which is brilliant. And I can bring the machine in on Monday, so happy days.
After days of disrupting the demolition, the weather is finally playing its part. Just in time for the digger to turn up on site. But its arrival isn't necessarily welcomed by all.
Big truck, narrow street. It's really hard to get floats in anywhere, especially down skinny service roads. Great way to get to meet the neighbours.
Though making a good impression is the least of Penelope's worries. On this small suburban laneway, the 17-ton excavator is struggling to stay clear of the overhead electrical supply.
If he hits the power lines, there's nothing I can do.
The team from Thunderbird Demolition have potentially struck another problem. On this difficult-to-access worksite, the 17-ton excavator has very little overhead clearance.
All right, welcome to my nightmare.
On a steep block, on a narrow street.
So yeah, you've got a pretty ugly slope there, mate.
Yeah.
So we'll try and get you in on a bit of an angle because obviously the machine needs to be able to clear the power lines. He's going to load you up with scrap metal.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But we don't want you to block the road if you can help it. Stop.
Yeah.
I get a little bit nervous working around live power lines. He's loading scrap metal. So obviously that's conductive material. So nice and slow.
Even experienced operator Julian is feeling the stress.
Yeah, it's pretty hairy around those power lines.
Satisfied the system is working, Penelope can start to enjoy the process.
I've never liked white goods. There's something great about, like, you know, the claw and a whole oven. Never gets tired. What do you want to do next, Julian? Do you want to have a play with some of this concrete?
I'll pull the concrete,
Yep.
get it up closer and...
Yep.
The excavator is still trying to create a path for itself to tear down what remains of the house, but it's coming up against some heavy obstacles.
No steel in it. But that set of stairs is one solid blob.
Finally, he's down, and the end is in sight. Julian just needs to remove the last remnants of this beachside home.
Good day at the office today. Walls are on the ground, all our salvage is stacked up, ready to go. We're loading out concrete, just about to ring our customer and let him know that his builder can start tomorrow. So happy days.